See, it's a lot working with international clients. As much as they are my favorite people to work with,
Okay.
like in fact, but international clients will at least 90% of them. We have some of them that do that basically, but 90% or 95% of them will not stress you. So basically, the major challenge is retaining your clients. You have to learn how to retain your clients. And one thing I tell my students is on your first or the first month, one thing you should always do is you make sure you deliver and over deliver. That
Mm.
is one way you can retain your clients, right? Some of them might not be satisfied.
Yeah.
Some of them might be satisfied,
But
but
do your best.
yes, them being satisfied, it depends solely on you.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Business Gist with ARKORE, and today we have with us a VA, valuable person, valuable person, someone who is vast in VA and social media aspect. And this episode actually is sponsored by the studio that we're using. That's NCI Studios, Obafemi University in Ife. So we'll be delving into virtual assistants, all it entails as much as possible because we are giving you like a slice of the cake while there's a bigger cake coming up. And today we're having with us Akadi Elizabeth. So Akadi, kindly introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Akadi Elizabeth, and I am a virtual assistant and I am a law graduate.
Big purr. So now from law to VA, that looks like a long journey. I don't know how you did it. But tell us briefly how it has been transitioning from someone who graduated from law, then entering virtual assistant.
Okay, so I think one thing or one disclaimer I should put out is I am still a law person. I am still a law person. I'm
Okay.
definitely still going to practice law as little as much as I can.
Okay.
But so this was how or this is how I started my BA journey. So normally, I've always been a social media person. I spend a lot of time on social media.
Okay.
I just anything social media I'm interested, right? So I was running a business when I was in school. I was running a perfume business, and I just knew that I needed something better than this. I needed an income that would pay my bills,
Bills.
right? Business was just for eating, it was
Okay.
just to just live and survive,
Something
right?
more solid.
Yes, I needed something more solid. And so what I did was when we went on, or when ASU went on this 8 month strike,
Okay.
I just told myself,
2022.
yeah, I just told myself that, girl, you are not going anywhere. You're not going home. And I had a moment in 2022, like it was a really rough one for me, or rough year for me. So I just told myself, you're not going to go anywhere. You cannot continue like this. So I stayed back in Ife. And then I started improving my skills, my social media skills, and then that was how I got to know about virtual assistant.
Wow.
And then I had to like, okay, what is this virtual assistant about? Took a course, was mentored by somebody, and yeah, we are here.
Wow. So what has been the highs and the lows of virtual assistant? People complain about, oh, how do you get international clients? How do you balance the time difference and all of that? And what if maybe the person you're dealing with is more like not so good to you? So how do you like what has been the highs and lows of virtual assistant for you?
I've asked me like 5 questions, but okay, let me just say that there is no job that does not have its own.
Highs and lows.
Yes,
Yeah.
everybody or every career path has its struggles and challenges, and I just feel like those challenges just we learn from them and they just make us better.
Yeah.
So basically, for virtual assistants, maybe the major highs and lows are about your clients, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes you meet the good clients, sometimes you meet the bad clients, sometimes you meet the clients that will ghost you, sometimes you meet the clients that will stress you. And the I think one of the most challenging part, especially when you're working with international clients, is how is retaining them,
Yeah.
right? Retaining them. Sometimes, see, it's a lot working with international clients. As much as they are my favorite people to work with,
Office.
like in fact, maybe my bosses should not see this, but I don't really like Nigerian clients because they stress you for the amount they pay you, right?
You want to drain every
Yeah,
bit of that money.
but international clients will at least 90% of them. We have some of them that do that basically, but 90% or 95% of them will not stress you. So basically, the major challenge is retaining your clients. You have to learn how to retain your clients. And one thing I tell my students is, on your first or the first month, one thing you should always do is you make sure you deliver and over deliver. That
Mm.
is one way you can retain your clients,
Mm.
right? Some of them might not be satisfied.
Yeah.
Some of them might be satisfied,
But
but
do your best.
yes, them being satisfied, it depends solely on you, how much you can deliver and how much you can give back to them, right? So when you deliver, when you tell them, okay, this is what I've done, and they see it and they're impressed, they're definitely keeping you. While some of them will not keep you. And one of the most challenging parts, but I think it's all freelancers that encounter this, is one day your clients can just wake up and say,
Fire.
they're not doing it again. And there's nothing you can do. You
Okay.
cannot call them, you cannot reach them because they are over there, right? So that's like, I think that's like one of the major challenges. Yeah. So
but how do you deal with bad? I mean, you've given more like instances of more like clients that stress you out. So how do you deal with that aspect?
I'm always the foolish person when it comes to that because I need their money,
Yeah.
right? So I think one thing I just do is I just tell myself to calm down and I just handle it professionally, basically.
So how do we? You obviously you love dealing with international clients. So how do you do with the mathematics of the time difference? I mean, West Africa time is obviously different from European time and all that. So how do you balance such?
Okay, so initially I do struggle with that, but I've just done a simple math. So one thing I just know is Nigeria is GMT plus one. So if you are dealing with a client that has a GMT plus four, that means that you're adding plus four to Nigeria time.
Oh wow!
If you are dealing with a client that is GMT minus four, that means you're subtracting
Minus
4 hours from
backward.
yeah. So it's just simple mathematics. If you can add your one plus one, you can figure it out.
So lastly, we have I want you to talk about your upcoming class. I mean, you mentor people in VA for the past years. You've been doing it, and now you have decided, okay, this year you're going to like put yourself out there, and now you are teaching people and who are excelling. So, what's in a way inspires that, and what should people expect from your VA class?
Hmm. Okay, so I think one thing I told myself last year was I'm not going to be inside my house. It's not going to fetch me money. Yes, I was making money last year, but it just feels different branding yourself as what you do,
Yeah,
like coming out to say, okay, this is
this is
who
what
I
I
am.
do.
At least when people see me now, or when you mention my name, I'm sure that the first thing that comes to people's mind is the
VA.
girl is a virtual assistant, and I'm so big on branding. So I started putting myself out. I got messages from a lot of people. Can you mentor me? Can you do this? Can you do that? Honestly speaking, I didn't plan to
Delve
be
into
doing
it.
this. Yes,
Yeah.
I didn't, in fact, it was not in my plans at all, but I just felt like, okay, I have the knowledge. Why not share? Right. And I think somebody was asking me that why am I not doing a free class? And I was telling the person that I cannot do a free class because the fee is just like a commitment fee.
It's not like
If
a
I'm
value
actually,
for
yeah,
the
there was a day that somebody was like, this is how much you charge. Wow. It was like, it's very small. I told the person that it's just a commitment fee
fee
for me, right? I know how much
people
I
charge.
people charge, and I can
You have
also,
paid
yes,
for
I've paid,
classes.
and also I know how much I want.
Yeah,
So,
good. So, what should we expect from your class?
value.
Much more value than your money.
Yes, like much more value than, in fact, even you when they are done with the class, they will know that, oh, this money I paid, oh my god, I should have paid more.
More
Let me
actually.
dash you more money, coach. So yeah.
Just see if you want to see more of Akadi, just go to our LinkedIn channel. You will
Mm.
see a lot from the branding that she mentioned to how the journey has been
And my Twitter.
actually. So our Twitter and our LinkedIn has a lot about her. More like she's exposing her secrets on those two.
My Twitter handle is at Akadi underscore Elizabeth. So you can check me out. My LinkedIn is Elizabeth Akadi, I think. So yeah. And for my class, you guys come and register. You're going to be getting value for your money. I'm going to be teaching a lot of things that I cannot say here.
For
But yeah.
just how much?
There are two categories. If
Okay.
you want the class for 4 weeks, that's 15,000. If you want it plus a mentorship, so there'll be one month mentorship. That's 25,000. Like somebody told me, I said that mentorship is a steal. So better come, rush it.
For someone to hold your hand through something that will
Yeah.
fetch you a lot of money.
I'm just like, let me help you guys. So
That's
better
that's
come
so,
for
that's so
it.
cheap.
So yeah.
So lastly, we have different people watching us now that some of them do not know so much about VA. Some maybe they had through ALX and all of that. So what are more like the more common misconceptions that you heard people say about VA, and what can you say about them?
Okay, so there are two misconceptions that
Okay.
pisses me off. First, people say the VA market is saturated. Oh, don't do it, don't do this. We have a lot of VAs, but do we have a lot of VAs that know what they are doing? No. So not yes, a lot of people are taking the ALX course, do this, but how many people can actually stand their ground after the 8 weeks ALX course
And this is convert.
and use it to convert? Like not everybody can come out and say, yes, I took the 8 weeks ALX course. This is what I can do as a VA. So not everybody knows what they are doing.
Yeah.
Then the second one is people say, what's VA? VA is just one thing, one thing, one thing. Well, people are making money out of it. I've made money out of it. So you, what are you doing to make money? If
You
you're not
want to
doing
lie.
anything to make money, please don't come for us. So go and focus on yourself.
That's very interesting and beautiful
Yeah.
conversation. See, there are so much more to learn from her, and I think it would be a steal for you to just register for that class and also follow her on her IG, on her Twitter and her LinkedIn handles. As I said earlier, this episode is proudly sponsored by NCI Studios, Obafemiolo University, Ileife. It's a studio conducive enough for. I mean, she creates content here, so she can tell you too. The conducive enough for content, for any content actually. And I mean, you have the lights, the equipment, everything that you will need to bring your content ideas to life. And thank you so much for staying with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Academy.
Thank you. It's my
Bye.
pleasure.